was a clear, bright morning over Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. The Enola Gay cut through the sky at 31,000 feet, carrying a single weapon that would change the course of human history. Little Boy, a uranium gun-type atomic bomb, was released at 8:15 in the morning. 43 seconds later, the world changed forever. But what if it had not? What if the bomb had simply fallen, struck the ground, and failed to detonate? The consequences of that single mechanical failure would have sent shockwaves through history that we are still trying to fully imagine today. Had the bomb failed to explode, the immediate reaction from American military leadership would have been one of catastrophic concern. The Manhattan Project had consumed $2 billion and the labor of hundreds of thousands of people over years of secretive, exhausting work. A failed detonation would have raised urgent questions about the reliability of the weapon itself. Scientists and military officials would have scrambled to understand what went wrong. Meanwhile, Hiroshima would have survived intact, its 350,000 residents going about their lives completely unaware of how close they had come to annihilation. The city would have remained a functioning military hub for the Japanese Imperial Army, and the war would have continued without interruption. In 1945, Japan was battered but far from broken in terms of its willingness to fight. Military leadership had already prepared Operation Ketsugo, a massive defensive strategy designed to repel an Allied invasion of the Japanese home islands. Millions of civilians had been trained with bamboo spears and basic weapons, ready to die defending their homeland. Without the psychological and physical devastation of Hiroshima, Emperor Hirohito would have had far less pressure to consider surrender. The Japanese military's hardline faction, which had resisted peace talks even after Hiroshima in real history, would have remained fully in control. The war would have ground forward with terrifying momentum. The Allied plan to invade Japan was called Operation Downfall, and it was scheduled to begin in November of 1945. Military planners estimated that the invasion could result in between 250,000 and 1 million American casualties alone. Japanese casualties, both military and civilian, were projected to be in the millions. Some estimates placed the total death toll of a full invasion at over 10 million people. Without the bomb forcing a Japanese surrender, Operation Downfall would almost certainly have been launched. The beaches of Kyushu would have become the bloodiest battleground in human history, dwarfing even the carnage of Normandy. On August 8, 1945, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan and launched a massive invasion of Manchuria. In real history, this combined pressure alongside the atomic bombings pushed Japan toward surrender. Without Hiroshima's destruction, Soviet forces would have continued their rapid advance through Japanese-held territories in Asia. This raises a chilling possibility. The Soviet Union may have occupied significant portions of Japan itself before or during any Allied invasion. A divided Japan, much like divided Germany or Korea, becomes a very real historical outcome. The Cold War would have taken on an entirely different and potentially far more dangerous shape in the Pacific. A failed bomb would not have ended nuclear weapons development. The United States still had Fat Man, the plutonium bomb, ready for deployment. A second attempt would have been made within days. However, the delay and the public knowledge of a failed first attempt would have shifted the psychological landscape entirely. Japan might have had time to prepare, disperse leadership, or harden its resolve further. The secrecy surrounding the Manhattan Project would have been severely compromised. Other nations, including the Soviet Union, would have gained crucial intelligence from the failure. The nuclear arms race might have accelerated even faster, with more nations pursuing atomic weapons earlier, and with greater urgency than they did in actual history. One small mechanical failure, one missed spark in a chain reaction, and the entire modern world reshapes itself around that single silent moment above Hiroshima.
At its